This is how we teach the lower letters, or this is how I teach them. So I take the letters from Word Playhouse and I tell them that they are in the lower part of the cell. So if I'm on A, I would say this is dot 2. So dot 2, when it stands at the front of a word, it's nothing. In the middle of a word, it's EA, and at the end of a word, it's a comma. So I go through, I use this grass here. I put a full cells in here so that it's tactile as well. And I take each letter and I go through it the same way. So I have a B, and it is a B, the word B-E, B, when it's by itself. When it's in the front of a word, it uses the letters B-E as well, and it has to say B to be used. In the middle of a word, it's B-B, and at the end of a word, it's a semicolon. So I tell them when we start this, that this is dots 2, 3. C is dot, we first do 2, 5. So 2, 5 is not necessarily anything by itself. At the beginning, 2, 5 is C-O-N. In the middle, it's a double C. In the end, it's a colon. We can also do C and say that it's dots 3 and 6. So this is a hyphen, and a hyphen. Also make sure they know the difference between a hyphen and a dash, because oftentimes teachers use it wrong and then we get some confusion. So this is a D. I tell them it's dots 2, 5, and 6. So it's nothing on its own. In the front of a word, it's D-I-S. In the middle of a word, it's a period. In the end of a word, it's a period. This is E. I tell them that it's dots 2 and 6. Dots 2 and 6 by itself is the word enough. When it's in the front, middle, and back, it's the letters E-N. This is the letter F, and I tell them it's in the bottom of the cell, which is 2, 3, 5. This is not a word, nor does it begin anything anymore. In the middle, it's a double F. At the end, it's an exclamation mark. This is a lowered G, so it would be 2, 3, 5, 6. Alone, it's the word were. At the beginning, it's nothing. In the middle, it's a double G. At the end, it's nothing again. If you want to teach them eBay, because they have eBay books available still, then you would go ahead and teach them that in the old code, this is how I say it, it is a parentheses. This is an H, so I tell them it's in the bottom of the cell, which is 2, 3, 6. All by itself, it's the word his. At the front, when it touches the front of a word or a letter, it is an opening quote. In the middle, it's nothing. At the end, it's a question mark. The way I have them understand the difference between an I and an IN is that an I is always capitalized and an IN is going to be standing alone. So this is the word in. At the front, middle, and back, it's IN. J, or lower J, which is 3, 5, 6, is was when it's all by itself. At the front, it is not anything. In the middle, it's not a thing. At the end, it's a closing quote. I also teach them that the punctuation of the closing of the sentence comes right after the last letter, and then the closing quote. Or in the case of a capital, we're going to pretend that this A is a capital. The capital touches the first letter, and the opening quote is farther out. Okay?